Hey guys, this video covers some of the most gruesome and unexplainable Reddit stories. If you're new here, which you obviously are, then make sure you subscribe and you'll find a cool goth baddie beside you in your bed tonight. Or a bada, I don't know, whatever. Let's get right into it. I weirdly touched my sister when we were, and I still hate myself for it. How do I deal with what I did? I'm 22M and my sister is 25F. My sister and I shared a room and sometimes the same bed. One night, I deliberately waited until I thought she was asleep, then put my hand inside her pants and touched her sexually. I knew it was wrong then. She didn't consent, and I chose to do it anyway. I kept going because she didn't move or say anything. A few days later, she told me she had actually been awake the whole time. At the time, she also initiated sexual touching with me afterward, including pulling my pants off. There were a few more incidents between us and eventually it stopped. We never really talked about it afterward. For almost 10 years, I tried to pretend none of it happened. Recently, I got my first real job, and my sister and I went out drinking to celebrate. During the conversation, she casually brought up what happened, almost like it was just an embarrassing childhood curiosity. She said she had been disgusted by it for a while, but now considers it no big deal. Hearing her say that made me feel sick. I am really, really angry at her for ruining my special day by reminding me of this. I know she doesn't seem to view it as something that seriously harmed her, but I can't get past the fact that I was the one who started it, and I touched her while I believed she was asleep. I knew it was wrong. I'm now 22, and I still feel like a terrible person because of what I did when I'm not posting this to get people to tell me that what I did was okay. I don't think it was. I'm trying to understand how I should deal with the guilt and shame, especially since my sister seems to have a completely different perspective on it.
My sister's ex sent me the nudes he had of her, and I got him arrested. My sister dated this guy for about a year, so a good while. Their breakup was pretty bad. Not a good situation at all. He threatened to get violent, but I intervened and assured him that violence against my sister would be a very bad, life-altering decision. He decided to take his revenge in a different way after that. Apparently, she had sent him several nudes over the year, which he then decided to share with the people who should never see them. Turns out, sending someone else's nudes to people is a literal crime. So, we were able to report him, and he got arrested. Well, real confession time. I kept the pictures. I know, I'm fucked. What can I even say? I don't expect anyone to applaud my decision here, but they are some really sexy pictures, and I like looking at them. I'm sorry.
I am only with my GF because she was raped, even though it happened before we met, and I feel it's destroyed my life. This might come off as more of a rant than a confession, and I'm sorry if that is the case. I met my now GF, Megan, fake name, in early December. She added me on Snap, and we didn't really talk much in the first couple days. However, on the 6th December, she added me on the 2nd, she randomly called me late at night. She was very intoxicated and upset, so I tried to console her. That's when she dropped the news that she had been raped just over 3 weeks earlier in a secluded area. The worst thing about it is I actually recognized the guy. We used to be friends when we were younger kids. She went into relatively specific detail about what happened, and it was obvious to me that it had caused her severe trauma. We talked for around 2 hours before I had to go and deal with something, and she seemed to be okay at that point. Fast forward on 2 weeks, we are calling every day, and I'm starting to like this girl. I managed to convince her to tell her school about what happened, and she ended up filing a police report.
This is where I feel I should have stepped out of her life. She was getting steadily back to where she was before the rope happened, and she had a lot of friends. I stayed talking to her though, and this is where I was in the wrong. I was talking to multiple girls, sometimes 6 a day, and meeting up with girls. This was so wrong on many levels, and I feel horrible that I manipulated so many girls at the time. I couldn't meet Megan in December because her parents had become strict on her meeting boys after what happened. We met on the 2nd of January and started dating on the 8th of January, despite me still meeting/talking to other girls. At this point, I didn't love her, I didn't respect her, and I was only there to almost seem like a stud to my mates. She loved me though. She told everyone about me and how I was basically her knight in shining armor. I loved a girl called Sophie, fake name. We had never technically met, but we called every night, and we had so much in common. And if she had lived closer to me, I feel I'd be with her now. My life came crashing down in early February as Megan had found out about all the other girls I had been messaging. You would have thought she would have left by now, but she didn't. She practically forgave me after a day, and things still felt good in our relationship. I wasn't satisfied though. Sophie left me after seeing my profile picture was me and Megan on TikTok. That honestly had a bigger impact on me than it should have, but I really loved that girl. I should have never got with Megan, but the guilt I felt from what happened to her and seeing her self-harm made me want to stay and fix her. I told myself I would stay loyal to Megan. I brought her expensive gifts, I was intimate, I took her to nice places, and I really wanted to love her. However, I could never stay loyal. I still added girls on Snap, I made Wiz and Yubo accounts to meet girls, and I would go out and flirt with girls when I was with my mates. This has been a process for the last 6 to 8 months, and I'm not sure how long it can keep going on for. She's caught me cheating 3 times now, and it feels like I just get a slap on the wrist for doing, so I almost get a desire to cheat more. I do care for her, but I love the thought of her being with me more than me actually loving her. I am sick, and I have genuinely ruined a poor girl's life who has only loved and supported me. I feel like there is a good chance I marry this girl. She talks about it all the time. I probably owe it to her at this point. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Don't hesitate to be brutal.
I sexually coerced my girlfriend in the past, and it's haunting me. During our relationship with my now ex-girlfriend, she would always be anxious around sex. The first time we tried to get intimate, she would be anxious and ask what if she messed something up, and other anxious thoughts, and I would comfort her and guide her, to which later she would thank me and tell me it wasn't as bad as she thought. Then came sex. We both mentioned that we should both try to have sex. We were kissing on the couch, and I asked her if she wanted to have sex, to which she would say that she doesn't know and is anxious about it. After kissing more, I would ask her again, and that would lead to us trying to have sex, but not successfully because she had huge anxiety. There were also other times to which I would ask her, and she would say that she doesn't know if she wanted to do something. For example, one time I suggested if she wanting to give me a blowjob while I was standing. Prior to that, we would do that lying down. I don't remember her reply exactly, but she again said that she isn't sure and doesn't know, to which I would continue kissing and suggest again. She has told me in the past that she is anxious around intimate stuff, but would still want to try. About 7 months ago, I learned that my actions would be considered sexual coercion, and that would lead me to start spiraling and asking her if she ever felt pressured or pushed. She would tell me that I was always understanding and that she never felt pushed. Now, I didn't believe her 100% because I know that my actions were absolutely not okay, so I changed that. Still, there were other moments in which I didn't feel okay with what I was doing. For example, when she would kiss me, I would moan more in hopes of her giving me a blowjob. Looking back, my actions were absolutely horrible, and even though her saying that she never felt pushed, I definitely have crossed boundaries. We have broken up a few days ago for reasons unrelated to this.
Now, I'm scared that my actions were the reason for her anxiety, and I'm in no way looking for reassurance that I didn't do anything wrong or something like that. The thought of me being a rapist or sexual abuser absolutely make me sick to my stomach. I feel like I have done something unforgivable. I have always been very vocal about rapists and women's privacy, so me being someone who has violated these boundaries make me sick to my stomach. I'm thinking of starting therapy, but the thoughts of me being a sexual abuser make me think about suicide.
I think I ruined my life while everyone else was having the time of their lives. I'm 23. Okay, moderators, this isn't about a relationship, but who I became after. Please don't delete it. I have no idea why I'm writing this. Also, I apologize in advance because I have major ADHD, and you're definitely going to feel that in the writing. I've been in love with someone for nearly 7 years, I think. Somewhere between meeting her and now, my sense of time just disappeared. And I know no other way of describing that to another person. And she left 4 years ago. I've now remembered her longer than I've known her, and that destroys me every day. Since she left, I've become this thing, obsessed with anything and everything that could make me feel something. Now, I'm not saying I feel nothing. For a man, I cry way too much, mostly out of anger, but still. I've done drugs, obviously, though all I do now is smoke my dabs, which I always have. When I say I chased things to make me feel, I meant I did anything that could give me adrenaline, anything that might make me cry, even things that indirectly harmed myself. Again, not SH stuff, technically. And I even liked to hurt others, mentally. I was hurt, so I hurt. I got into fights I knew I wouldn't win, just trying to cause as much hurt to whomever I was hitting. I fucked people over I knew would forgive me at least once, just to do something worse next. And before you ask, no, it doesn't make any sense. But it did to me. I needed to feel things. I was afraid that if I couldn't, in some way, feel my heart beating in my chest, that it wasn't there. Yes, that's a metaphor, but no, I don't know how else to say it.
I didn't feel real, and a lot of the time, I still don't quite feel real. The thing is, though, is that I was a sweet person. At one point, I would do anything to help someone out, truly. What I'm trying to say is I'm a good person who purposely did horrible things to good people, the best people. I'm a monster. Now, when I tell you that I'm trying to be better, I'm lying, because I don't think I deserve to be better, to become a good person again. So my feeling of unworthiness is literally stopping me from becoming deserving, because I'm not dumb, and neither are the rest of you. People do change, and I want to. But every time I do some good, I feel like I dive deeper into my unworthiness. I guess there wasn't really a point to posting this, but here it is.